Oh, screw it. Oh, there we are. I didn't even do
What's
the
up,
damn.
buddy?
I didn't even do it. We went live right away. I didn't even do the
No
thing.
intro. I know Eddie's
Oh,
off his game. He's got to sit on a donut for
Who
comfort.
do you think you are, a Legion of Comics, just going live randomly without
Yeah.
notifying anybody?
I'm sitting on a very big pillow because I'm using one of those. I'm using a $6. This is the extra room.
We're diving right into the old man nonsense right now.
I'm sitting on
There's no intro. It's just raw dogging it right into Eddie's life.
I'm sitting on a $6 Walmart chair that I've actually broke. the bar on the bottom is actually snapped.
What's up, Les Crucius? What's up, Eli?
Have you thought about buying a $10 Target chair?
Oh, that $10 Walmart chair. I think I got it on clearance for $6.
A $15 Home Depot chair?
What's up, Corey?
Oh,
yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. He's gonna
hey, Corey has all your old unknown comic books that you sent me, and he's gonna get rid of them.
There you go.
So he said, send as many as you can send. He'll get rid of them. I'll send you a cut.
I'll ship you another long box then, Eddie.
He'll if Corey wants it. Corey, you want those? Because I'll get them to you, and I'll pay him. I'll use them towards his medical bills. We can.
I'll shoot you some photos when I'm up to my dad's this weekend. We can talk. Eddie.
I'm in dire pain, dude. I am gonna have to go see a doctor on Friday. Doctor next week for my hearing. Doctor on Friday to get a gastroenterologist visit now, and I am just. I've had this particular problem for 30 years, and I just have never had it so often. I'll just go with that.
All right, I'll see what I can come up with for you, Corey. It's a lot of Marvel stuff mostly, so
he likes
variant covers.
They love his people love that crap. Me and him have made several trades for stuff, and then he took the last short box you gave me. He took most of that one.
Yeah,
and he's just gonna see what he can get rid of.
All right.
So, I don't care. We'll get your medical bills.
Yeah. Well, I was sort of telling Eddie, I'm working on. That's fine. I'm not top dollars. I'm working on putting together a run of mystery boxes myself. I'm thinking it's be 20 boxes, $100 each shipped, all raw books, one signed book per box, and mostly Silver Age. The rest of it is what I'm sort of thinking. So
if I have money, I'm buying multiples.
Yeah. Because it turns out crappy insurance and max out of pocket and my job, it's all conflating into one lovely mess right now, but whatever. So.
No rush, Corey. I know your job is taking precedence just like me right now. I'm working 12-hour days down in St. George.
Hey, Rob, how are you doing?
What's going on?
Well, I'm listening to Eddie mention that he's going to buy multiple beer boxes, which then we'll see those books turn up in his boxes down the road.
That would be the reason I need the old Silver Age, because that's what people seem to really like when I do it.
It's a circle of comic life.
But no, I keep the ones I like just to show off for the next mystery box. This is one of the ones in the next mystery box.
Nice.
Something I've even thought about. The last mystery box actually sold out, surprisingly. Thanks to DJ, because one of his listeners bought it. So I'm just, what's going on with everybody else? You guys talk for a while. I'm sitting here in misery.
Well, still looking for a new job, but I have 2 interviews that I probably won't end up getting the job next week. And they're both very, very different. One would be director of communications and marketing for this old money country club near here, which wouldn't be too bad, except for I'm not a golfer.
You can pretend to be old money, though.
I can. I mean, I can dress like Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack every day, and I can pull that off.
Just everything that you believe in, say the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. Every personal thing I think, and
every political belief you have.
Just
go the opposite way. Yeah.
The other would be director of communication and marketing for Ocado Falls County, Wisconsin, which is
government job.
Really good benefits. They're both about the same salary.
The government has a couple things that people are known for: decent benefits, actual pension, and job security once you get past the probation period.
Yeah, exactly. That one would require a move on my part to enable to do. It's a hybrid role that it's not drivable for me right now, but that's fine. And then, so we'll see. I'm not optimistic I'll get either job. I'm gonna give it my best shot, but I'm at this point, so I am also waiting to hear back about a follow-up interview for marketing coordinator at a cheese company. So
Ooh, definitely the cheese. I am a cheese fanatic, so I'll be there for
and that would be at Emmy Roth, which owns a bunch of other shit. They're they're owned by a Swiss company, and then Athenos like feta cheese and hummus that's in a lot of these grocery stores. They own that, and then a lot of like cave age Gruyere and
Look,
stuff.
I got your marketing campaign. It's all dogs asking you to pay the cheese tax.
Nice.
Yep.
There we go.
On the job note, I did apply for another job and with the Mission Water District in California.
Nice.
So Mission Springs Water District, minimum pay 80 on the high end, 108. And I went,
Nice. Good luck.
I looked at it and went,
Oh, so barely middle class. Got it.
They're the middle class in California.
Yeah.
So, but it's the fun part is it's an actual GIS position that does not say the words knowing programming, know these 5 programming languages. They're actually looking for an analyst that doesn't need somebody to program a bunch of shit. The cheese will be good because I'll be buying some cheese if you can get it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Eddie.
What's up, Rob?
you're looking rough, dude.
I got done with my fiscal year end, so I'm actually finally got a break in my work for a little bit.
Nice.
By break in my work, I mean I'm only working 8 to 9 hour days instead of nonstop.
Yeah.
So I can show up on a show like this.
Yeah, there you go. And you got a big stack of books you're opening, right?
Tomorrow? Tomorrow I went to a comic book show on Sunday and Berkeley Comic Show, which is one of these great shows in a, it's basically a high school gym essentially, and or a multi-purpose room, and filled with just comic books only.
Yeah,
and when you go through there, the vast majority of the vendors that are there don't, there are probably about half of them that don't have anything modern. And then those that do have, the rest of them that do have modern, they're typically, they have like a couple boxes, a box or so, or a couple boxes of some variants and some other stuff over there, but it's not the main thing of what they have, right? Sure. There is a lot of 80s and 90s books that are there. And those are, granted, knowing that 90s are still modern. That's kind of what fills out.
They need to redo the aging.
I know. But so the bins that are like the $1 to $3 bins and whatnot, or even up to $5 bins,
a lot of the 80s, 90s
are filled with a lot of that stuff.
That
you can go through and find. So I mean, it's always a interesting stuff. Depending on how much you want to dig. Yeah. My problem is I go in there and I get a couple things, and next thing I know, I'm like, I'm not the guy who digs through dollar bins looking for a book that might be gold. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that for a lot of people, that's their joy in life, hoping to find.
And I'm sure these vendors know it, and they'll stick like 1 or 2 good ones in there, knowing that they can.
Right, maybe, and and that's those are great, that people want to do that, and I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
I want to say, just make the good shit. I can go pick up. I can pick up Drek anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm here for something good, something cool. Show me the good stuff. And I thought I got excited because one vendor had I was going through walls, and I'm like, oh, look at that. That's the Dell 4-color Flash Gordon I need.
Nice.
He only wanted $30 for it. I'm like, I almost bet you anything this is rougher than sandpaper, and asked him if I could take a look at it. And after having to endure his conversation for 5 minutes about Dell 4-color books in general and Flash Gordon and his youth and his growing up in World War II and everything else, finally he handed me the book. And I promptly turned around and handed it right back to him and said, "Thank you. It's a little rougher than I wanted," and walked away.
Nice. Yeah, that's about right.
Nice.
We've got a couple of those coming up where they're like, it's like they just rent out whatever room they get cheap and then fill it, and it's either like free to get in or like $3 to entry.
Yeah, this is like it's the regular entry is they open up at 11 a.m.
Yeah,
11 to noon, it's $15 to get in, and then from noon on, it's $10.
Okay, and so here it's like $3 for their first hour and free after. So Midwest pricing versus California, but
yeah, exactly.
See,
but
we have nothing like that within 300 miles. And
we get it. We've got it. It's a fairly common thing every couple of months that they pop up within an hour drive.
This one does 4 to 5 of them a year.
Yeah, and it's usually the same vendors at all of them, which you get to sort of know them and stuff, and like.
Yeah, so the cool thing about the Berkeley Comic Show, what they do is they have a list of vendors, and there are a couple that are there all the time because they're part of the group that runs the show itself. And then there's a couple big vendors, retailer vendors that are there that will show up, and then the rest of them, they actually have more vendors on their list than they bring in, so they rotate. So like, because they have 4 to 5 shows, they'll say, okay, you come to these 2 shows and you come to these 2 shows, and
that's kind of nice. It's not all the same stock,
right? So you do have some mix, although there's a couple guys that I see there nowadays. Every time I see them, it's like they have some cool stuff, but man, they love their books. They really love their books.
There's a lot of that where they're like they're not. They want to sort of sell, but
they like the idea of selling.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, they're not like guys who. Some people you go to the booth and they go, hey, once you're looking at them, they might let you know that, hey, I haven't repriced some of this stuff, so in like 8 months or something. So if you see something, just let me know. We'll talk about it, right? Yeah. No. These guys don't say nothing. If you even ask them about a price like that, is like way out of line, they go, don't buy it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's how you are then. So I don't even. So usually when I see them, it's like I'll find one book on their wall as a gauge.
Yeah.
Just go. Oh, yep. You're still ridiculous. Got it. Move on.
Yeah. That's.
I just missed down in Vegas the weekend I got back from California. It was Toy Con. It's not really. It says toy and comic books, but it's mainly
like mostly toys.
Sure.
It's mainly toys. It's JC.
The name kind of describes what it is.
I know the guy. Well, I know the guy who does it. I know the guy who runs it. And he's a dickhead. Total shithead. It's made him don't get along. He used to do M2 conventions. Now he's basing it on Jada cars. But yeah, it says comic book convention, but it's not shit. I would have gone just to walk around, but I'm like, I just got home from California the week before, and I'm like, no fucking way. I didn't even care.
I think for me, like when I talk about these shows or I go to these shows, the biggest thing is that if somebody's ever going to go to one of these, if there's a small show in your area and you're going to go sell there, for like me, even though I'm not a guy who digs through the bins, I might stop at your booth and look through them.
Yeah.
But how I decide is by your wall. Not that I don't care what.
Yeah.
I don't even care what books you have on your wall, that you have like big giant keys or anything else. That doesn't matter. It's if I look at your wall, I'm using that to gauge how you price your books.
That's my quick first walkthrough, at least.
Yeah, because that's your most visible one.
Yeah,
stuff,
and
right?
like you pick a book, you sort of know the value, what it should be,
right?
And you're like, or you're like, maybe.
All
right, so let me take a look and see what we got. What else we got here? Yeah. Right.
Vegas has got Amazing Con usually once or twice a year, and this year
sounds sleepy.
I thought Amazing Con was somewhere else.
They haven't even no. There's one set. It says
no. Never mind. Go ahead and proceed.
Well, November. It says November Honolulu, and then Vegas coming soon. So I don't know. I mean, when it's actually going to happen.
So are the A's, but nobody cares.
Yeah, I mean. It's a nice little con. They do some special. They do books just for it, some covers, and I've had no problems with it. I usually like it, but so far nothing. Sorry, so, I might have to go away for a few minutes if I hear. Sorry.
So part of the role of my current job is I have to do events, and
holy crap,
and try and recruit people to take part in clinical drug trials, right? And my boss knows I'm a nerd. And like kind of jokingly, we were talking, and she kind of is too. Or at least she's dating a nerd. Her partner, she works from home, and I think it's her partner, but it has a big like poster of that Batman 252 whatever behind her and stuff, or 250. Can't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyways,
251.
Yeah, the big one there. In that
Joker.
Yeah, and then so we started talking about like I need to meet a quota of collecting a certain number of new contacts and stuff by the end of the year if I stick with this job, which I really don't want to do. Anyways, I talked her into letting me at least explore the possibility of setting up table at one of these local kind of cons, because And I have a little bit of a budget, which is not much, but like I could buy like $100 or $150 book from like a vendor there, and then raffle it off, or like
which gives you people's contact information.
exactly, and then it'll do it, and so and you never know, like people need to pay for these comics somehow, and
Right.
so anybody want to come take drugs in Madison, hit me up. You can raffle off chance for a free comic, and so. And it might be a matter of like it's from my personal collection and I just pay myself $100. We'll see how it goes, but I'll figure out some way to do it. So, but like
what your work really needs to do is spend like 15 to 20,000 on an amazing Spider-Man 300
exactly.
book from
and then my year is done.
Right.
Yeah,
and you can use it basically instead of just saying at one show. It's like you're going to use that one. You could have. That's a big one that you have that travels to multiple shows throughout the year.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have like a little itty bitty books or something that are like one per event. So that way you're giving something out at that event.
Yeah.
But this is the big one you can win throughout the year. We're going to gather all these things.
Unfortunately, within like a close enough drive to where the clinic is, there's not really a lot of big comic shows. Like Chicago,
you'll just have to go to big ones for travel. There's to pay to travel, to go around the country, to go to these shows.
Yeah. Now that said, the bigger, like if you partake in one of our larger studies and stay in house for like 20 to 30 days, you can make 15 to 20 grand on top of like the raffle chance too. So like if you want time to read your books, or whatever, or you can work from home and are okay taking experimental drugs and eating cafeteria food for a couple weeks, you can make decent on top of it money. Or if you need to supplement income somehow and you're not making quite a bit, it's not the worst thing in the world. And we're phase 1, and what that means is basically they're relatively sure the drug is safe for people. They're just trying to figure out dosing. Is what they're doing. So
relatively safe. Love it.
Well, I mean,
I know.
It's not fully approved by the FDA, but it's gone through a lot of testing before it gets to us. And so like it's just a matter of like tolerability or how long it takes the drug to pass through the system is usually what they're checking at my clinic. So
nice. Eventually you have to find out what it does in real people.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, what it does beforehand, you probably don't want to know, and it's not at my clinic at least. But yeah,
I always love. I was reading something a while ago. It was like the whole idea of like rodent studies and stuff, and I'm sure Lady F could talk much more about it. But the fact that they're like really not good because there's so little similarity.
Well, and that's why they don't use just rodents anymore.
Right? No. Yeah, but it just happens to be that they're abundant and cheap and
Well,
so already tested on homeless people.
Technically, there are some transient folks that take part in our studies quite a fair amount. So take that for
they make money.
People live in the van life.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, the van life is. If I could afford to live the van life, I don't think it'd be that awful. Like, hey, I'm in your backyard. Can I poop in your house?
Maybe if you could take some drugs.
Side yard next to the thing. I got room for a small van.
There you go.
You can plug you in. I got a plug out there.
Yeah. You just have to deal with 27 dogs, a missing grandchild. And,
hey, I might find one of the kids while I'm out there.
3 dogs, and the grandkids don't come over anymore.
Yeah,
one came over on Friday, and he wanted to leave by Saturday. So I made it perfect. Now they don't want to be here.
Perfect.
Should you put out anti-personal mines?
Yeah. No, I mean he just gets bored. He's too old. They're all too old now. The youngest one's too young. Is only 2 years. The youngest one's 6 months old, but the next one's 2 years. After that, they're 10, 11, and 12 now. They don't want to be grandma's. Grandma's little. They want to be. He wants to sit here and play
video games. Yeah.
They get bored. They get bored after an hour, and then he wants to go home. My wife's like, "I'll take you home Sunday."
Video games. Sorry, the only video game I have here is Galaga.
Yeah, exactly. And they can play better than that shit on their phones that they all have.
Yep, they can play them. I got 2 of these out. I have 2 of these out in the garage now. I just moved them to the garage. I got nowhere else to put them. My garage does look like a toy factory now because, as Corey will tell you, our local shop pretty much he's still in there, but all the rest of us pretty much got booted and that kind of crap. And I now have a entire 4 tables worth of random toys I don't have no use for whatsoever. So need to get
Crazy Eddie's garage sale.
I'm thinking about it. Today was 70 something. Down south it was 80. So I'm thinking once it hits, I'll just put a thing out, put pops
I mean,
$5
we
each.
were already at 70 degrees here today. So
Yeah. I was working. It was 80. I took all my sweat. I have not been able to take off sweatshirts. Multiple sweatshirts I didn't really have on. I took off. Was able to walk around. It was.
It hit 81, and I had to turn on the air conditioner today.
Aww.
It was like,
oh.
But it's going to turn around and drop because we have.
It's supposed to be bad this week. It's supposed to be something coming.
There's rain coming up, so we're going to drop. By Saturday, it'll be down to 58. But then we'll start climbing up again, and by next weekend, it'll be up in the close to 80 again.
We're supposed to be down to 57 tomorrow, but then it's gonna be 60s for the rest of the.
All we have up here is wind in the 70s over the weekend, and then a 59 on Sunday, and then we're back up 60s the following week, which is nice. We've been starting the days at 25 degrees, so I'm all bunched up, and then it starts warming up a little bit.
We're like 40s at now, low 40s at night, and then 50, 60s during the day, which is typical spring here, which is great. I love this weather. I like it cool at night. I can crack the window and just put blankets on and be like, and then it's not so hot in the day. I sweat when I'm walking around and shit. You have the option of shorter long sleeves and
I just need it by next month. I just need it to be nice and in mid 70s in St. George would be great.
Why?
I don't
down there?
I have to go there. Yeah, my son's graduating. Nice. So we'll go for their graduation, and it's outdoors at the stadium. So I don't need it. Yeah. And now, fortunately, it's it's 6:00 at night, but it still could be pretty warm.
Yeah, it'll probably be pretty bad. They're telling one of my bosses, the guy does the scheduling, is like, yeah, I need you down here every other week, and I'm like, fuck no, I'm tired of waking up. I want to wake up my normal time. It's like I get home now by 6:00, and wife's already going to bed. She has to go to work at 2:30 in the morning. And I'm like, she's already getting ready for bed. I'm like, dinner's in the microwave. It's like, nah, this is not working. I'm like, just because the guy who normally, one of the other guys who does what I do, moved up here. His job is in St. George, but he decided to move to Cedar for, because he could afford to easier. So now they have to have help down south. And I'm like, well, he's the one who chose to move up here, so he can go back down there and work.
Yeah, I'll be in St. George for a week because I'm driving in.
Oh, you're driving in.
Oh, because I got to move my son out.
Oh, that's true.
He doesn't. He's lived in the dorms all 4 years. He's never had an apartment there, and he doesn't have a job lined up there, so he's coming back home for right now. While he's continuing he's applying at a bunch of different places all around the country.
What route do you take back up to your house from there, and drive down?
What career path? What's he looking for?
He's a criminal justice major with an emphasis in digital forensics and cybersecurity.
All right, so he should be
pretty good.
And he has an IT minor.
All right.
So
I got a computer system.
So he's applying in all kinds of places. He's looking primarily at public sector.
Sure.
So he's applying to different police departments and TSA and Homeland Security and all these different things. And so he's got to take government things and all these other things to go through. But so it's fine for right now. He knows he's not going to live at home permanently. He knows that, and he can't afford in California. So he's applying all over the country. He doesn't care. But for right now, it will bring him home. So I got to drive out there, and I'll help him pack things up. I'll decide some of the stuff I may ship home. Some of the stuff I'll make it. So I got to bring the biggest, bulkiest thing he's got is his bike.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Because I'm going to throw away the pillow top for the bed mattress. I'm not moving that fucking thing home. So everything else, it's like, okay, we can pretty much fit in the car. Because I got a roof rack, plus a bike rack on the back and everything else.
Sure.
But so I'll drive out there and help him do all stuff, and I'll work remote for a couple days and attend the ceremony and everything else, and then I fly out Saturday. Saturday to go home so I can get here in time because I got Shortbox has me coming in for an appearance Saturday night at some event they're doing for attendees of Shortbox Live. Nice. And then I'm attending Shortbox Live. So my wife is flying out like Thursday, and she'll then drive the kid back, and they're going to go, and my parents are going out there. So she's going to caravan with them back to my parents' house in Palm Desert first, stay the night in Palm Desert, and then come back home the rest of the way. You know,
Nice.
but,
Yeah, it sounds like very complex coordination, but
yeah, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all, well, it works.
And I don't, unfortunately, I don't know anybody in probably at all in an industry where I could like drop a name or anything.
It's all right.
I'm sure I'll find something.
Well, that's right. There's so much in theory. Everybody keeps saying there's so much need for cybersecurity and everything else.
We get the damn videos every week.
Once a business who's looking for, or once somebody's looking for them gets past their concept, I want somebody with 30 years of experience, but I don't want somebody that's been working for 30 years because I want somebody young.
Yeah.
What the
fuck?
Also,
if he's willing to look anywhere, then
he's willing to look anywhere, and he's willing to, he knows he's got to do a starter role position and work his way up the food chain and all the other fun stuff. So that's all well and good. So that's.
I'll say my cousin, if he was still alive, I would talk to him because West Point.
Maybe he is, and he just is in hiding and living a digital.
Well, he's going to go. He goes.
No, he worked for. He was military. Went to MP, West Point, the whole 9 yards. Ended up going out of the military and joining one of those security places. And being
my brother does.
One of those.
My brother was in the Air Force and went into the and the NSA before he went into the private sector doing stuff. So my brother's in that field. But I got cousins, my sister who are law enforcement and stuff. But
I mean, places like Enbridge or Dominion, which is being bought by Enbridge now, they've got a whole cybersecurity system.
But it's every private sector, every public sector all has needs.
Remind me not to mess with you.
So
I mean, I'll still mess with you, but not that much.
Okay. Oh, I am dying here.
I'm armed contracts.
Nice.
I'm armed in my other room with a gunza.
No, I got 2 arms.
Oh. I got a lightsaber.
And they're bare.
Oh.
Nice.
$30 at $40 at Ross. A full-on Black Series lightsaber. I couldn't say no.
Eddie,
that's why you're poor.
I gotta start buying. Well, no, I sold.
You should just change your channel name to that.
Well, I sold 2. Oh no, I bought 2 and sold 1 for what I paid for the 2. Yeah. So I'm into or nothing. I was gonna put them in the shop up for sale, but then that didn't happen. I mean, I don't know. I stopped looking for stuff. I go down south and look for just a few things.
I understand. I need to pay medical bills and stuff, but I've been recently back on Whatnot just to, because I haven't been very mobile, but like the leg and everything, and I'm just bored. And so like, I've been trying to find stuff to buy and flip, and I'm also like, ooh, that's kind of a fun one, like.
Except that you have a whole boxes of stuff.
I have 40 long boxes of shit to get rid of. But
I was about to say,
and now I did find. I mean, and then I end up finding cool shit I want to keep. Like it's like. I have a book in theory on the way. It's a new sellers, and he hasn't shipped it, and I bought it last Friday, so we'll fucking see. But like, it would be volume 3 of Airboy #1 from 1946.
Oh, nice!
$15 for it. So it's like like I'm not talking big boy books. That like the highest price book I've bought is that. Like I'm looking at. I go to these sellers that are selling. It's the equivalent of what would drive Rob nuts. It's like watching somebody else flip through a dollar bill.
But I found a seller that was doing mainly all Silver Age, and he was doing Silver Age mysteries for like $10 for $40. Okay,
yeah,
I'll take a chance.
Yeah, what I do is I'll be watching. I'll have like Shogun up, and then I'll have like Whatnot on my phone on mute, and I'm like, okay, set the phone against my laptop, and then I'm watching Shogun. I glance over, and if I'm like, oh, $2. I'll hit whatever. So
you should be the one who's selling the
$2
and $2.
I'm trying to head to my father's.
Of course, of course, you have to be there with the books and
and so.
Well, you guys know. Okay, now we know EPAC, right? That's what you guys know. The place that does that does Upper Decks cards digitally and sends them out and ships them to you. They do comic books too now, and they put them in something that looks like a slab. And they're called. It says uncirculated book, and they put it in like they seal it up for you. And I was looking on there, and they reported what the mix of Wolverine and what is it? Wolverine and
Helverine, Ghost Rider.
But yeah, Ghost Rider. Well, I guess his new series is coming out in July or whatever.
Yeah.
So I picked up like number 1, 2, and then 2 copies of the Chrome variant just for the hell of it, just to see how they arrive. And they're already in my collection. They say they show in your collection when you look at your, and then when they're available, you then say ship them to me, or you can trade them with other people before you ship them to yourself. So you buy them for $5 each or whatever they were. The Chrome ones were a little more. They show up in a collection for you, and other people have the same collection, and then you can sit there and trade with them and beforehand. And then once they actually get released to the public and they put them in your system, they then will just ship them to you for a small fee. So it's kind of different. But
I have a picture of a book. Taylor, do you have a picture of a book?
Yeah.
That you can get shipped to you and own? Yes, you can.
No, I understand. I
don't get why it's such a big thing now. I mean, people fucking buy NFTs for nothing. Shit. But these are actual another way of selling stuff. So
yeah, probably not for me, but it's a cool idea.
I wanted that Chrome cover, and I figured for the amount of money I paid for, I thought it was a cool looking cover, and I thought maybe, hey, new hot book, maybe I don't buy modern anymore.
Like, part of what I enjoy about comic collecting is the thrill of the hunt too.
Yeah,
and like I am not looking for many modern books, if any at all. At this point, it's kind of like when I first met like you guys and stuff, and like variant craziness and like COVID.
Yeah.
But then like I'm like that's not really what I dig anymore. So like I'm going for like the same shit Rob's after at a much lower price point, but whatever. So yeah,
I still every once in a while because I'm still searching like on my Miles Morales run to finish up that stuff, which is more modern stuff, and then I still periodically if I'll find I see a variant cover that it strikes me and it moves me, and
I mean, don't get me wrong, I still buy books based on cover and art and stuff too. It's just not what I'm normally hunting for. And
I don't go out looking for it. Like today, today was like that Thundercracker cover. I don't know what it was, but something about it. I was like, I gotta get that Thundercracker cover. Oh.
And that's how art should work. I think it should be like and but yeah, where I differ from Rob is I'm also looking for like 80s, 90s Indian underground titles that you're not so much, like as far as I know you're not into. So
no, definitely not me.
See, they keep track of them like this and shows what's in your, and when they become actual out there, they actually will show up in here.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you can once you can hit this little, this will be another button here, and basically they just get shipped to you. So it keeps track of what you have on here. But since everybody has the same collection, everybody can see this because it's in the same type of thing. It's in the same type of thing with all your cards. It's just the comics in your collection, and you can then trade these. So you hit like this right here. You hit this little right here, select trading partner, and then boom, it'll bring down everybody who's bought that book and has the book in sight. You can trade with them, and then they'll ship you that book instead. So it's mainly, you're right, it's just for new shit, but I just find it it's just something different. I don't know.
No, hey.
Plus, I figured maybe Helverine sounded cool, so I want to guess what the hell. Yeah. And for the you get the Chrome copies because when I went down to Vegas the last time, I wanted to pick up some like the Chrome copies. I picked up some of the Lobo's first appearance, and I found it in Chrome. But the goddamn prices people charge for these stupid foil copies just made me sick. So I'm getting it ahead of time, and they're sealed, so they should be in great shape. They put them in these little uncirculated. I was also curious what that looked like when it gets here and see if it's hard. It says soft.
You should make a video about this.
I'm going to. I had to wait for them to
you should.
Stuff does not get released.
You could do it now. Explain what the fuck you just did to us, and
I thought that's something.
Look, there's a series in your future. Content.
Yeah, I know. I really do. I'm burnt out, and the way my health is going right now with all these doctor's appointments and stuff between my hearing and my gut.
I'll fist bump you for that one. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I still have these laying around. The 10 for 7 for 10 stuff from Walmart. I just haven't even had the time or wanting to make a video. It's pretty big. I'm tired. My brain's just not working right now.
On that note, let's go the fuck to. Well,
you ready?
I gotta get up at that butt crack of dawn tomorrow.
Okay,
so I'm gonna
go. I'm gonna relax. So yeah, still don't get it.
Rob, I showed back up for this.
Corey, I'm not sure you'd ever get it. I'm not quite sure. Sorry, Corey.
Well, I have a video dropping tomorrow, so there you are.
There you go. What do you? Is that stack you just showed? Is that what's dropping tomorrow?
Yeah. So tomorrow I go over my haul from
Holy crap! You see a slab there. Ooh, what's this?
From the Berkeley Comic Show, and then
the big book on top. It is. Oh, I almost saw what it was. God damn it! It has a reddish orange cover.
Well, I had a sneak peek at the slab, and you guys should watch the video tomorrow.
So yeah,
I could say there's a video coming out. I think it's another mystery boxes from Wink Inc. I keep on getting random slabs I don't need from him, which is, I guess, great. But
once we stabilize 2K, I'll do my 2K giveaway.
Nice.
I'm eventually going to have a video out explaining why I like Classic X-Men #1 and why I'm going to be collecting all the 1986 Marvel portrait books.
Marvel portrait books.
They came out in November and December of 86, and they're the headshot portraits is what they're called. Anyways, and like it was just for Spider-Man's face surrounded by a frame of other.
Oh, of all the little people, of all the little ones.
The anniversary.
Yeah, Scotty Vaughn had an almost complete set, and I messaged him today. I was like, dude, if you want to, because he's looking for 2 She-Hulk books I have. I'm like, we can arrange a trade. I can figure out cash. I was, but he's has a sale pending. It's a motherfucking Jeff Johns.
See, what were those called? I'm just trying. I'm trying to get.
They're headshot portraits is what I think they're called. But anyway,
yeah, Marvel. Yeah, I remember them because I used to have all of them.
Yeah, so did I. And so there's a reason I want to recollect them. It'll be up in a video when I get them all and stuff, or when I at least go down.
What anniversary was it? What anniversary was it, Rob? Do you remember?
25th.
25th. I just want to see what I was. I know what
those are the ones, Corey. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah, I remember them well.
They were mostly garbage. It was like people say 1986 is a great year for comics because of like Watchmen and the Dark Knight Returns. Marvel, hot fucking garbage because they also came out with a new universe that year with like Kickers Inc. And
wasn't there another one where the little people went around the whole thing, or am I just because the ones I'm seeing here like this a Heathcliff book, yeah, $20 for a Heathcliff one. It's got the Heathcliff on top, his picture in the middle, and then the people are just
they're all at like one point, and then there's like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe has He-Man. There's a bunch of like Care Bears. There's a bunch of harder ones to find. Like the Star comics are harder to find than the other ones, but yeah, they're
Uncanny X-Men 211. I'll see if I have an extra one. I doubt it.
I might have that one already. So, and I think I probably have the Alpha Flight. Anyways,
I don't have any. I used to have all these. I didn't call. I mean, maybe not the. There you go, Marvel Age with Star Brand on the front. Ooh, yeah, I remember Star Brand.
That's the thing. That they were also 25th anniversary. They dropped a new universe. That was their big fucking idea.
I almost bought you the entire new universe and almost shipped it to you because I found a place where they had it, but the price he had on it, I was doing it just for fun. I thought you'd get a laugh at it. It was every single new universe book that came out that year, whatever it was. But the guy wanted 10 times what I thought he wanted. It looked like it was like, cheap as shit. And then you ask him, and he's like, no, it's this much. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no. If you're paying more than a dime a book for that, it's not worth the joke.
Wait, I mean, DP7 wasn't a hit?
Yeah. And
God. I read DP. I remember reading DP. I don't know.
Or Mark Hazard Merc. I mean, yeah, there were some pretty bad ones.
Cringe. I just know because the phone game I'm looking at has Starbrand on the one I'm looking at. Starbrand looks like this blonde-haired, cool guy. In the portable game I play on my phone, the only phone game I play, the Marvel one, they just introduced Starbrand. He looks like a guy that was like Monolith Man from he looks like a caveman in the game. I'm going, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know.
All right, everybody.
Okay, have a good night.
Content. We got Eddie all excited at the very end.
Yeah. Corey, let me know what's going on if you need anything from me. And we'll talk.
Likewise. Go get your butt looked at, Eddie.